So so a lot of you guys. So if you're wondering why am I uh not uploading that much, is because I'm generally sick right now. Like I have a stuffy nose, and he knows I'm coughing a lot generally. So yeah, but what? But I'm gonna tell you some school story. But since my school's since my summer break started, I honestly wanted to make some videos about some school stories. And don't worry. Hey, if you do know, where I'll not mention to anybody in the video, but I'll mention the names in the video or anything like that. Thing like that, I'll not mention the school. So for so so yeah, these here are some school stories which I know. So this all so I remember that there's one school story which I had of me. I remember this school story, and it was like last year, and I remembered it that when I was young, I actually met this this guy, and generally I'm not gonna mention him, but this guy generally looked like what you guys honestly will not like. And generally he would wear and I remember that he would wear the same black black hoodie hoodie and like every single day, and he would wear shorts like almost every single day, except for that one time where he wants to wear pants. But yeah, and generally me and how do we start? Well, one, this guy generally is, and I immediately found out that this guy was a fan of anime, and even though I'm not a person who likes anime, and me and a lot of guys, and even though that he wears the same hoodie, but me, I cannot really blame him because when I sometimes wear the same pants almost every day to school. But what are some singles which, but some of the school stories which, but what is, but what are some events which I did? Well, one I remember that him once tried to sell he, to me a packet of hot mustard, and I was not a person who was interested in hot mustard or anything like that. Like honestly, say I had no favor of real mustard whatsoever. That singularly tastes trash. But I did remember that remember that remember that he said that he wants to sell for 1,000 pennies. And I was like, you mean $10? And he was like, no, 1,000 pennies. And I was like, yeah, that's $10. And he was like, no, 10,000 pennies. And he, no, I mean 1,000 pennies. I mean 1,000 pennies, never. No, it's actually 1,000 pennies now. And he was like 1,000 pennies. And I was like, okay, I'll give you $10. And he literally sold this for just a piece of. And he generally sold this just for. And he literally wanted to sell me a packet of hot mustard for literally $10. It was not even that those high quality ones. It was literally these from the school cafeteria. But hey, it's pretty nice. But he's a pretty good friend and a few other stuff. And he also and we made him got into arguments saying that 10 pennies is is actually 10 cents. And he literally got into the most fielded argument which I ever heard. But me, I honestly do not really care about. Me, I'm alright with this stuff. Me, I'm alright with him, and he's pretty. He, and he's alright, and I'm alright with him. And another one is that. The one is that I also have this other friend. And generally, this other friend is literally a person who's literally the exact opposite of Aaron, right? Opposite. Oops. I mean that ominous person. And I remembered it him. Him used to look the exact opposite of Aaron. Instead of long hair, he literally had short hair. Instead of having not as much muscles, this guy literally had muscles. And I'm also friends with him. And I remember well, one time when I heard it is that this guy literally once got him once locked it that my buddy in the locker room, and like literally like wallahi, this is actually true. And I literally remember like the same exact story story. Another one is is that I remember once when I was changing out. Once he wa- Once my friend ate his. I mean, I remember that my friend once locked it. Once rushed me once me in. So me when I was just changing out regularly. It says both of the guys decided to throw my clothes all over the lockers, like over and over. I generally was in deep shock, and I was like, bro, just stop it. And they kept it throwing it. But when I was able to get my stuff and was able to change out, so both of the guys are already dressed and decided to run. I remember one of them said that was the last one to leave, and he said, "Last one to leave, like speaking like a juicy man." And I was like, "No, no, don't do it." And these guys already left because of that. I was literally scared. I was just is it? It's in when I was getting my stuff. I literally like heard it. Somebody just went back and he turned off the lights and he said Big Bob was coming, and then I was like screaming like it was so funny. But and because that friend literally heard it, he screamed it, and he was like, bro, poor. He's like, bro, poor animal, and me honestly was scared at that point. And he that point, but thankfully, hopefully nothing bad happened. But also I remember that story, and I also was so scared. Boy, but that was it's in the past. I hope that they don't do it again. Again, since that other friend's coming back. I hope. But I also remember this other. I also didn't remember this other story where. So remember that I remember that we were that we were on the bus, and generally all three of us were on the same bus. And generally we were going to school, and it was around the winter. But by the time when we were about to go to the last when the bus was finally gonna make its last stop, stop before it actually hits the school. It actually crashed it. It generally crashed it straight into to a tree, to a tree. And by the way, the roads during that time was covered in ice, and like literally at the back we were at the back there were two windows which actually got busted by it, and because of that actually scared it, and because of that we were like, as that he was like, wow, great job. Is in is it for a random is it for a random thing which I did is that I decided to bring out my on my phone, which is the one which I'm recording on right now. So what I did is that I brought it out and played it so, and so one of the boys was like, yo, you should put it on full vol and even lift it up as high, and I was like, okay, is it everyone on the bus already heard it? Is there? It's like, bro, is there like, bro, I had one. Bro, what are you doing? And I was, and he wanted me to lift it up, but he actually did not give it any money. So yeah, unfortunately no. No, and all of us started to go hyper, and we were there for like an hour. Honestly, we were like there for like a whole hour once, and I was like, dude, and we were starting to get all hyper until finally when a new bus came didn't take us, and I was like, okay, I ate a fjord, as in we left it, but what I did, okay, I had to blow out my nose, but 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 another then after that we were able to go to school. And I also heard another story where my where that other friend, the one who, not the tall one with the long hair, but the one with the one which has smaller hair. Yeah, I remember. Did him order one? Actually, got McDonald. Once got Uber Eat. Once got Uber Eats from his phone from another from one of my other friends. Even though that these guys are not technically friends, but they did order it. Is in the is in the and he ordered a McDonald's for him once, and this was actually not for. And this was actually for him because what he did another favor for him, and during that time he was literally starving to death, and I was to death. But thankfully, but actually, when the Uber came, and when he got his food, like literally, literally like he was able to get his meal, but the, but the thing which was missing was the French fries. Like literally, the French fries were missing from it. It was like, bro, what a fatty that guy was. And he was, and then he told me that he was generally a fatty, and me, and he literally, he thought that this guy was a fatty because when he literally ate his, his meal, and me, I generally cannot not blame him that because when that would have been also the same reaction if I got food is and found out that something is missing. Things missing. So yeah. But McDonald's no, it's not even that good now, and I also cannot eat McDonald's right now because obviously obviously there's a genocide going on. But it's it's all right. And of course, But those are some stories about it. If you want me to upload more, please leave a, please like and subscribe to my channel, please. It would really help me to make much more better videos in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And